In a frozen town somewhere deep in northern Canada, there stood an old roadside motel called Black Pines Motel. The building was nearly 70 years old, covered in snow, surrounded by dead pine trees, and hidden far away from the nearest highway. Locals believed the motel was cursed, especially cabin 13, because according to the stories, nobody who stayed there survived the night. Every night at exactly 3 a.m., the phone inside cabin 13 would ring, and anyone who answered it would disappear forever. Most people laughed at the story, until the disappearances started becoming real. Tonight, another person was about to enter cabin 13. His name was Jack Morris, a 32-year-old crime writer from New York. Jack traveled across America and Canada searching for inspiration for his horror novels. He didn't believe in ghosts. He believed fear was just something created inside the human mind. While driving through the snowstorm, he stopped at a small gas station near the town. An old man working there noticed the motel key hanging from Jack's hand. The old man suddenly became nervous. "Please tell me you're not staying in cabin 13, he said quietly. Jack laughed. "It's just a motel room." But the old man's face stayed completely serious. Then he slowly whispered, "If the phone rings, don't answer it." A few minutes later, Jack arrived at Black Pines Motel. The place looked dead. Only one light glowed inside the reception office. Behind the desk sat a pale woman with tired eyes. When Jack asked for cabin 13, her expression immediately changed. "Are you sure?" she asked. Jack smiled confidently. "Perfect place for a horror writer." The woman handed him the key, slowly. Then she leaned closer and whispered, "If you hear knocking, or the phone rings at 3 a.m., ignore it." For the first time that night, Jack felt slightly uncomfortable. But he ignored the feeling. He walked through the snow toward cabin 13. The wooden cabin looked older than the others. The paint was peeling off the walls, the windows were cracked, and the moment Jack stepped inside, the atmosphere changed completely. The air felt heavy. The room smelled old, almost rotten. There were deep scratch marks on the walls beside the bed. The mirror near the bathroom was cracked down the center, and beside the lamp sat an old black telephone. Silent, waiting. Jack tried focusing on his writing. Outside, the snowstorm became stronger. Inside, the silence became unbearable. Then slowly, his digital clock turned to 2:59 a.m. And suddenly, the phone rang. Jack stared at it. The sound echoed through the room. Once, twice, 3 times. Finally, irritated and curious, he picked it up. "Hello?" For a moment, there was only static. Then, a voice whispered from the other side, "Don't look behind you." Jack's blood froze instantly, because the voice sounded exactly like him. Same tone, same breathing. His own voice was speaking to him through the phone. Slowly, Jack turned around. Nobody was there. Then the voice whispered again, "You still have time? If you don't open the door." At that exact moment, bang! Someone knocked on the cabin door. Jack jumped backward. Another loud bang shook the room. "Who's there?" he shouted. No answer came. Then slowly, dark red blood began sliding underneath the door. Jack stepped away in terror, on the phone. His own voice whispered softly, "That's not me." Jack rushed toward the window and looked outside. At first, he saw nothing except falling snow. Then suddenly, a figure appeared near the trees, standing completely still, watching the cabin. Its face was impossible to see, covered entirely in darkness, like a human-shaped shadow. Then the voice on the phone screamed, "Run! Instantly!" The cabin lights went out. Everything became black. Jack could hear footsteps moving inside the room. Slow, heavy, dragging footsteps. Terrified, he rushed toward the door and pulled it open. And then he saw the truth. Standing directly in front of him was himself. Same face, same jacket, same eyes, except the eyes were completely black, and the smile on its face was not human. The thing tilted its head slowly and whispered, You were never the first. Then Jack finally understood what Cabin 13 really was. The motel didn't kill people, it replaced them. Every year, someone arrived at Cabin 13. And during the night, the cabin created a shadow version of them. The real person disappeared forever.